Hello, Mzeni.
Yes, sir.
You are welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So I'm starting, please.
All right.
Can you see my screen?
No, sir.
Okay, I've not shared my screen yet.
Okay.
Okay. You can see my screen now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, this is the architectural model that we are working on. And like I was saying, today we are going to do a structural model. And normally, when you take a typical project, the architectural model is totally different from the what? Structural model. It's not good and advisable to model the structural model here. So I cannot model the structural model here. So I'm going to close lesson 7 here. Okay, that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to close it and then start a new project altogether and then model it from scratch and create new levels, create the columns and everything. So I'll show you how we go about it. So I'll go to new project and then I'll take metric multidiscipline and then choose project and go to OK. Then when it opens, I'll save it as structural model. So this is the project that I've opened. So I'm going to save it as file, save as project. And now that I'm going discipline specific, I'll go to the Revit Essentials folder, okay, and then I'll create specific folder for the project. So I'll create a folder and then call it Revit files, and I'll let me say project files. You can call it anything, but let me call it project files for now. Then within the project files, I'll call this project structural model. Then I'll save it. So this project is going to be saved as what? Structural model. And then I'm going to open the other file, the one I just closed, file 7. Then I'll save that one also as architectural model. So I'll go to file, open lesson 7. So that will be the architectural model. So this is the architectural model. Then I'll go to file, save as project. Then I'll go into the project files, within the project files, and I have structural model. So I'm creating a second file, also called what? Architectural model. So I'll save this one. So I have 2 files now, architectural model and then structural model. Then from next week, I'll create another file for mechanical model, another file for electrical model, and then another file for what? Plumbing model. So the architectural model, we have it already. I'm not going to do a structural model, so I'll close this one. I don't need architectural. And if I want to work on the structural model, as I've said, I'll go back to my levels again, views again, change it to all discipline, okay, and then expand all, right click, expand all, and then delete everything. All the views, I'm going to delete them and just leave some few elevations. So I'll leave just the 4 elevations, delete 3D cover sheet, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, everything. I'll delete all the views and just leave the elevations. Like I always start, is the process. I want you to understand this process very well, so that anytime you are starting a project, you know what to do. So if I open one of the east elevation, I can delete this one too. So I don't have any view apart from the 4 elevations. And these elevations are not going to be architectural. They are going to be what? Structural. So I'll go to the properties and then change the name from east to structural. Structural. And because I'm going to type it again, what I'll do is that I'll copy it. I don't like typing that much. So I'll copy the structure here, Control C, and then go to north. Then come and paste Control V. So we have north structure. I'll come to south, Control V, south structure, Control V. Then I'll go to the west architecture and then change that one also to west, Control V, structure. So now I'm going to create my levels. But the problem now is I have no floor plan. I have just level 1 here. Then I have level 2. For now, let me delete level 2 and then leave only level 1 and then call it ground level. Ground level. Then I'll save it. So this is ground level. Now if I want to create a floor plan associated with it, I'll go to view menu, go to plan views, and then choose floor plan. Then I'll choose the ground level and then go to OK. So I only have that floor plan now. Now I'm coming to do a structural model, but I'm coming to do a structural model of the architectural model that I have already done. So what I'm going to do is that there should be a way for me that I can bring in the architectural model that I've already done, so that I'll use it as a reference whilst I am modeling my structural model, so that I'll not touch it. The architectural model will be there, then I'll model a whole new structural model. And there's a tool here in the views called Revit Links. Revit Links. At the bottom here, called Revit Links. You see at the bottom here. If you go to Manage To, and you go to, I think it's under Views. Revit Links is at where? I think it's View. But let me use this one. Later I'll show you where it is. But it's here. Revit Links. It should be under Manage. Manage Generative, Manage Projects, Manage Links, yes. If you go to Manage Projects here, let me bring the magnifier. MAG. Magnifier. And then I go to Expand. You see, under Manage here, Manage Projects, we have what you call Manage Links. Manage Links. If I click on it, a dialog box will pop up here. Let me minimize it. So we have this Manage Links here. So you can add different links to a project. But the easiest way to go about it, to go about these links here, I'll not use this one for now. I'll come back to it later on. Just go to the project browser. At the lower bottom here, at the lower bottom, you should see Revit Links. Revit Links. At the lower bottom. Do you see it? Do you see Revit Links? So I'll right click on it and then choose New Link. New Link. So the new link, I'll go into my folders and then locate where the architectural model is. That's the one I want to link. So I'll go in and then select the architectural model. Okay. Now, when you come to the bottom here, we have positioning when you want to link it. We have different options: auto center to center, auto internal origin to internal origin, auto by shared coordinates, auto by project base points, auto internal, manual internal origin, manual base point, and then manual center. So I'm going to use auto internal origin to internal origin, so that what is the origin in the architectural file will be the same origin in the what? Structural file. So I'll click on that one. So auto internal origin to auto internal origin. Then I'll choose what? Open. When I choose open, you realize that the file will be linked. It's loading. So let me take my magnifier here. Magnifier, where is the magnifier? It's here. Okay. And then minimize it. You see that the file is linked. That's the architectural file that is linked. If you select it, it will come as a block. You cannot select the files as individual. You are only linking it so that you can work with them. But you are not touching the architectural file. You cannot edit the doors, you cannot edit the windows, you cannot edit the grid, anything. It comes as a block. If I go to 3D here and then look at it, and I open the 3D, it still comes as a what? As a block, 1 unit. You cannot edit it, you cannot do anything, or you are only using it as a what? As a reference. And because I'm going to do a structural model, I can make this building transparent, very transparent, so that I can see what is in the building. And the easiest way to go about that is to, if you go to discipline on the left here in the properties browser, if you go to discipline here, you see we have discipline of the model, and currently it is at coordination. When I change it to structural, you can change it to structural, you can change it to mechanical, you can change it to electrical, you can change it to plumbing. So I'll just change it to structural. As soon as I change it to structural, everything will be changed to structural. You see that most of the walls are gone. You can't see them. So I don't want to see most of the elements. So what I'll do is that I'll go to VV, Visibility Graphics, and then all the elements that we created before, I'll make them transparent. So if I go to say walls, for instance, I'll select the walls, come to transparency here. You should see transparency. Then go to override. Then I'll make it about 80% transparent. I can make it 100, but let me make it about 80. So you can type here 80%. Now go to OK. I'll go to roof also. Roof here. Then the roof also, transparency, I can make the roof also 80%. Okay. And to do that one by one, it will take me a lot of time. So what I'll do is that I'll go to floors also. You let me do one by one because there are not many items. I'll go to floors also, and then the floors to transparency, I'll make that one also 80%. If I go to OK now, and I go to OK, you realize that most of the things will be transparent, good. But the ceiling is also there. So I need to make the ceiling also what? Transparent. So I can go to VV again, Visibility Graphics Override. Then look for ceilings here. And then make ceiling also transparent. About 80%. 80. The lighting fixtures that are within the ceiling, I don't want to see them for now because I'm doing structures. So I'll go to lighting fixtures, look for lighting fixtures, and then instead of making it transparent, that one I can switch it off so it doesn't distract me. So visibility, I'll uncheck it, and then I'll go to OK. So when I go to OK, the lighting fixture too will go. Everything will go. You don't see anything. You see the roof members. The windows too are also showing, and the doors are also showing. So I can decide to make the doors and then the windows and then the furniture too transparent. So I'll go to VV again, keyboard shortcut VV, then look for windows, and then make windows too transparent. I'll make it about 80%, 80, Then I'll go to doors. Also, I'm repeating it later. I'll show you the shortcut to it. But because I'm teaching, that's why I'm doing it manually like that. So I'll go to doors also, and then that one to make the doors also transparent of what? 80. Then I'll make my furniture to 80%. 80. 80. Which means that because I am doing structures, anything that is not structural should be transparent. Everything that is structural should be non-transparent. So the easiest way to do that, instead of doing one by one, I can go to select all by clicking on the select all here. If I click on select all, everything will be what? Selected one time. Then I'll click on the transparency for one of them, override, and then make it what? 80%. 80. If I do that 80%, it means that everything will be what? 80%, 80%, 80%, 80%. Then I'll go to none. But when it comes to the structural elements, from structural area reinforcement all the way to structural trusses, I'll select that one. But that one, I don't want transparency. So I'll click on the 80 and then remove the word clear override. So that there will not be any transparency on the structures. When I finish and I go to OK, everything in the model will be transparent apart from the word, the structural elements. Any question? Any question? So I can see through everything. I can see through the walls. I can see through windows. I can see through whatever. I can even decide to make it invisible. I'll do that later on and then show you. But currently, I want them to be transparent so I can see through everything. Even if I make it shaded, krana, they will still be what? Transparent. So I can see through everything so that all my structural elements will be visible. Any question? Rohi. Rohi.
Sir.
Are you okay?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. Who else has a question? Ni, are you okay?
Sir, you continue.
I will continue.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I've done now is that I have made everything transparent for the architecture. I can decide to switch it off altogether. For instance, if I know that it is going to distract my work, I can go to the link here, right click on the model here. When I right click, I can choose unload. If I go to unload, then automatically it will be unloaded from the drawing altogether so that I will not see the architecture. I can only see the structures that I'm coming to do. But if I want to see the architecture, so it will guide me in placing my structural element, I'll right click again and then choose reload. When I reload it, the architecture file will come. I am only using the architecture file as a reference to do my structural word file. Okay, so I'll bring it again. So to do the rest, I'll go to my elevations and then create my levels for my structures. So I'll go to the north elevation. Currently, the levels that we are seeing here, these levels are the levels that are coming from the architectural drawings. There's only one level here, which is in the structural. So I'll check here rather, and then check this side, so the levels will come here for the structures on this side. So currently, there's only one level for the structures, which is this one here. There's no other level. So if I want to create structures for the levels, then I must also create the foundation level, the ground level, and then the roof level for the structures. That one we've done it already. So I'll go to structure menu, go to datum, and then choose level. So when I choose level, I can come in here and then pick the levels. I prefer to pick. So I'll choose pick. And then click on this one as the foundation level. Click on this one as the ground floor level. Click on that one as the roof level. So I've created 3 levels. So if I select this level and then move them outside here, I'll see the 3 levels that I just created. Then I'll bring this level here for it to match here, to match it. Now select all the 3 levels and then make sure that they are 8 mm level head, 8 mm head. So these are the 4 levels that I've created. And these are the ones for the architecture: foundation, ground floor, ground level. And these are the levels I am also creating for what? Structures. So I should name this one appropriately. So I'll call this one foundation level. Foundation level. Please, normally what happens is that these structural drawings will be produced by the structural engineering people. So somebody might be a structural engineer, his interest might be in this area. If you are doing mechanical too, it will be done by the mechanical engineering people. But because you are a building industry professional, I want you to have a fair idea of how the structures is done, how the mechanical is done, how the plumbing is done. But at the end of the day, you must pay attention to where your specialty is. So if you are an architect, you focus on the architecture side. If you are a mechanical person, you focus on the mechanical side. If you are a structural person, you focus on the structural side. But for my architectural technology students who are on this platform, you are architectural technologists. You are not architects. You are not structural engineers. You are not mechanical engineers. You are architectural technologists. So you must understand everything, so that you can be useful to any industry that you find yourself in. So take note of that one. So I'll rename this one to ground floor level for the level, for the structures. Ground floor level. Enter. Then this one will be the roof level. Roof level. Enter. So now I've created foundation level, I've created ground level, I've created ground floor level, and I've created roof level. But if you come to the plan views, there are no plan views for the ones I've created. So I need to create associated plan views. So I'll go to the view menu. This we've done it over and over again. And when we are doing the mechanical and then the plumbing and then the electrical too, we will be creating the same levels. So this time round, it is not an architectural level that I want. I want a structural floor, a structural plan. That's what I want. So I'll choose structural plan. And within the structure, I need foundation, I need ground floor level, then I need roof level. I don't need the ground level for anything. In structures, it's the roof level that I need, ground floor level, and then the foundation level. Then I'll go to OK. If I go to OK, then to create the structural plans for me. So now if you go here, you should see structural plans, foundation level, ground floor level, and then the roof level. This ground level, I can conveniently delete it because I don't need it for anything. What I need is the foundation level, ground floor level, and then what? Roof level. Any question, please? Any question about creating levels?
Sir, please,
Yes, sir.
why the ground floor level?
He said,
Why would we need the ground floor level?
I'm coming to create a structural plan. So because I'm coming to create a structure, I'll draw the foundation, and for teaching purposes, I'm going to draw a ground beam. Okay, I'll do ground beams for my floor. So I need a ground floor level in order to be able to create a ground beam. Then I'll need a roof level to create the roof beams. Then I'll need a foundation level to create my foundation footings.
Okay, thank you.
Any question again? Gary,
Yes, sir.
are you okay?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So now, when I open my ground floor level, I can't see most of my walls in the architecture. The only thing I see are the floor slab. And at times you might panic, why are the walls not showing? That is where you go here. If you go to the discipline here, you see there's a discipline. Let me maximize it. If you go to the project browser, by default, there's a discipline I create assigned to any view here. This discipline currently is showing structural. If I change it to architectural, okay, and I come in, it should change to reflect architectural elements, but they are not showing. Okay, now if they are not showing, then it means there might be something wrong. I need to teach you or know how to bring back the architectural element, because if I go to the 3D view, for instance, I can see the walls there. You understand? You see that I can see the foundation walls here, but the main walls, I'm not seeing the main walls. I can see the windows also. So why is the main walls not showing? So I'll go back into the discipline here. If I change it to architectural, you see that the main walls will show. You watch. You see that the main walls are now showing, because these walls here are architectural walls, and these walls at the bottom here are what? Structural walls. But if I go to the ground floor plan here now, I'm not seeing the walls. Even if I go in here and I change it to architectural, the walls are not showing. If I change it to structural, also the structure here, the walls are not showing. If I change it to coordination, coordination means that you want to see everything, plumbing, electrical, mechanical, and I go to coordination 2, the walls are still not showing, which means that there is something wrong, and this can happen to anybody. And you are looking for the walls and you can't find the walls that will guide you to do the model. Currently, it's only the floor slab that we are seeing. This is where this tool here, if you are looking for something and you can't find it, if you are looking for something and then you can't find it, the best place you can find whatever you are looking for is in this visibility graphics override. My battery is low. Let me connect the battery. Give me a minute. Okay, this tool here called visibility graphics override, please, it should be your friend at any point in time. I'll be using it a lot. You must get comfortable with it and how to use it. So if I go to edit, a dialog box will pop up here. Let me minimize this in a bit. So this is what you call the visibility graphics override. And if you look at it, we have model categories, annotation categories, analytical models categories, imported categories, filters, and then Revit links. Now, if you come to the filters, you realize that most of the visibility settings here have been turned off. So if I go to check, 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 and then check, if I go to OK, you see that all the walls are now what? Are now showing, which I can see. But because we've not learned filters for now, and we don't know what filters are, what I'll do is that I'll go to visibility graphics settings, then go to the filters here, and then delete all the filters so it doesn't distract us. So I'll select this filter, remove, 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 remove. Later on, we look at filters maybe later date. So currently, there is no filter applied to it. So if you also check your drawing and you are getting that problem, go to the filter and make sure that all the filters are deleted, and then go to OK. Now when I go to OK, everything will show. So now I can see my walls, I can see the spaces, I can see my grid. So the next net I'm supposed to do is that I need to draw my structural grids. Already there are existing grids created by the architectural file or the architect. So I can use it as a reference and then create my grid. So I'll go to architecture menu, go to grid, choose the pick option, and then pick the first one, this grid. When I pick this one, it will create a new grid for me. This is the new grid. So I'll pull it out a bit. Let it come outside of it. I'll pull it outside the architecture one. Then this one too, I'll pull it outside this one. So there's a new grid here called grid 1. So I can select it, copy, CO, copy from here to grid 2. This thing, we've done it before, so it shouldn't be anything complicated. Grade 3, then grade 4. So I now have the 4 grades, the vertical ones. Grade 1, 2, 3, 4. The ones at the down are the architectural ones. But I need to create my own grades for the structural. So I need to create the horizontal one. So I'll go to architecture menu, go to grid again, choose pick, and then pick the horizontal one. So I'll pick this one too. When I pick, I'll select the grid, pull it outside this one a bit, and then check it. And then pull it outside this one too, and then check it. So currently, this one is supposed to be grade A. So I'll call this one grade A. So this is grade A. So I can take the grade A also, copy, CO, copy from here to here to there to here to there. So I'll get all my grades up to F, grade F. So now I have all the grades. So I've created grade A, B, C, D up to F. I've created grade 1, 2, 3 up to 4. If I go to the elevations also, I've created my levels 1, 2, 3 up to 8. So now, if I go to the ground floor plan, for instance, and then I remove the architectural model, right click, and then unload, or I can go to visibility graphics, VV. If you go to VV, you should see Revit links here. So if I click on this Revit link, I'll see the Revit link that I have linked in the project. That is the architectural model. I can just make it invisible, uncheck it, visibility. If I uncheck, and then I go to OK, the architectural model is gone. So what I'm seeing now is the structural grid I've created. Okay, but because I'm coming to work on the architectural model, I need to show it so that I can work with it. So I'll go to VV again, and then go to Revit links, and then make sure that the architectural model is checked. When I finish, then I go to OK. So I can see that the architectural model will be brought back in. Any question?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I want to ask, doing all these things, can't would you use the levels and the levels to draw a new plan, or unless you do go over, you go to whatever what you have shown us to come over here?
It's the same level that we are creating, but only that what is happening is that when you are doing a structural model, you are going to use the structural model based upon an architectural model which is designed by the architect. You understand? So if you are going to work with an architect, that architect is going to give you an architectural model which was done in Revit. If you are also an structural engineer and an architect is also working with you, you the person doing the structural work, you also give the structural file to the architect for the architect also to use it to work. So at the end of the day, we are talking of two files currently. One architectural file and then one structural file. Later on, there will be a mechanical file, there will be a plumbing file, there will be an electrical file, there will be a site file. And we are going to link all of them together. That is the proper Revit workflow. Are you okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Kuonu,
Am I right?
you've been using Revit for some time.
I was not actively using it. I now want to start using it actively.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please, who is using Revit actively, if I may ask? Anyone of us is using Revit actively? Because I want to ask a certain question. PC. Who is PC?
That's my PC. I'm watching from my PC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Charity. Charity.
Yes, sir.
Please,
Yes, sir.
have you been using Revit previously?
Yes, please.
Have you ever worked with a structural Revit file before?
No, please, no.
So you only do architecture?
Yes, please.
Okay, you know, from the list, I don't know anybody who is using structures before. But take this note from me. You might not be a structural engineer. You might not be a services engineer. You might only be of architectural background. So most of the work that you'll be doing will be on the architecture. Okay? But anytime that we are working, for instance, this is the structural file we are working on. As soon as I can open the architecture file, I can right-click the architecture file and then choose what? Open. When I choose open, then it means that it's going to open the architecture file. And when it opens the architecture file, this is the architecture file we are working on. It's a separate file. So anytime that we want to work on the architecture aspect of the project, we will open the architecture file and then work on it. Assign material, add windows, add doors, add this whatever, do rendering. Somebody else who is working on the structures might not be interested in the roof finish, might not be interested in the walls, might not be interested in the what? Windows. He also will create a different structural file. And in this case, we are going to get this structural file here, which is currently empty. So if you look at it currently, there's nothing in it. It's only a grade work and then the level that we have created. Let me delete this scope box for now so that it doesn't distract us. I will delete scope. So we only have levels now and we only have grade now. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to model the structures all together. The foundation walls, the foundation footings, the columns, the beams, the roof members for the structure. That is what I'm going to do currently. But before I can model it well, I must get an architectural drawing which I am going to use as a reference and then work with it. Traditionally, when we do AutoCAD drawings and we want somebody to do the structural drawings for us, we export the AutoCAD drawings, the floor plans, the sections, the elevations to the structural engineer. Then the structural engineer will look at those drawings and then generate the structural drawings by line work. But because we are doing Revit, yes sir.
Sir,
Yes sir.
you have said something right now. That an architect is working with a structural engineer.
Yes sir.
It gives the it gives the structural engineer the plans, the sections, and the elevations, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
the engineer do
The structures from it.
the structure works. But this one in Revit, the place is started from. Is it no far distance or is it simple as the AutoCAD work?
It's even more simpler than the AutoCAD work. in the structures, what you do in Revit is that the architect will give you the architectural model, which he has also done in Revit. So when I come in here and I right click and then choose reload, when I reload, it cannot be loaded because I've opened it. So let me close it then. You cannot link a file that is already closed. So I'll go back and this architecture file here, I'll close it. So when I come to this structures here and I right click and then choose reload, it will load the architecture model which the architect has already done. As you can see, you understand? So it is the 3D model that has been done in the architecture that you are going to load here. You are not interested in the views the architect has created. You are not interested in the sheet. You are not interested in the schedules. You are not interested in the legends. You only need the 3D model. And the 3D model, when you bring it, then you can use it as a reference to create your structural model. So now we can use this one as a reference and then create our structural model. So currently we are all set to create the structural model. Am I clear?
Yes, you are.
If you are not clear, make up your mind that you understand. You let's make progress. As time goes on, you understand what I'm trying to say, okay? So now, I can go to the ground floor level now for the structures. Or I can go to the foundation level now and then do my foundation. But let me go to the ground floor first. Here. So what I want to do is that I want to place my columns for my structures. And the other time we discussed how to create what? Columns. So I want columns at the intersection of the grids. So I want column here, column here, column here, column there. I can do it manually, but it will take me a long of time. So I'll use grid intersections to create the columns and then remove the ones that I don't need. So I'll go to structure, go to columns, and the column, I don't want depth, I want the height of the column. And I want it up to the roof level, so that I'm ready to create my column. I want a vertical column. Now, I'm not going to decide whether it is, okay, let me choose a concrete column rather. I'll come in here, there's a concrete rectangular column. I'm not bothered about the size. Let me pick any size right now. So I'll select this concrete column. And to be able to place it, I'll use at grids. That is at the intersection of grids. So I click on this one, then select all the grids. When I select all the grids, you see that Revit will place the columns at the intersection of the grids. When I finish this, all the columns are now created within the shortest possible time. But I don't need this column here, so I can delete this one. I don't need this column here, so I can delete this one. I don't need this column here, the 2 here, so I can delete this 2. I don't need this 2 also, so I can delete it. So currently, the columns that I need are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All this, my mouth. I see, these are the columns that I need. From here to here, these are columns, then these are columns. So if I go to 3D now, I should see my columns created. So even if I go to VV, and then go to the Revit links, and then hide the architectural model, I can see my columns rightly created for me. As simple as that. And each of these columns starts from the ground floor level out to the roof level. I can select all of them, all the columns, copy to clipboard. Let me filter. If I filter, you see there are structural columns here, 18 structural columns. I'll copy them to clipboard. Go to paste, align to selected levels. Then I'll paste it on the foundation level so that I can create it from the foundation. So a copy will place on the foundation level. Now it should start from the foundation level, base of set 0, and then terminate on the ground floor level. From the foundation level, it should terminate on the ground floor level. Here should be 0, then here too should be 0. Okay, so when I can see that these are my foundation columns, and these are my first floor columns. As simple as that. So now I've created all the columns that I need. If I go to the ground floor again, I need a beam. I want ground beam to connect all these ones. So I can go to beam. If I go to beam, there is C-shaped beam, there is W-shaped beam, there is no concrete beam. So I can go to my load family. I want a concrete beam. Load family, not imperial, but go to metric, English, then go to US, then go to structural beams or framing, structural framing. So I pick structural framing. We have wood, we have steel, we have light gauge steel, precast concrete. There's concrete. I want concrete. And then the concrete too, I want rectangular beam of concrete. So I'll select that one and then open it. Now the rectangular beam is also now loaded. So I can decide to draw them manually. So I can click from here to here to draw my beam. So the beam is drawn. When I go to 3D, you see that I've drawn my first beam. Forget about the size. Later on we can size it. But because I need multiple beams, I don't have the time and then the luxury of selecting beam, create similar. And then I'll draw another beam from here to there. Then I'll draw another beam from here to here. If you're a beginner, you can do that just to practice it. But because I also want to work with time, I can choose to create the beams on grid. So I'll select all the grid. When I select all the grids, Revit automatically place the beams at the intersection of the grids. Then I'll choose finish. So all my beams are now created in the shortest possible time. So if I go to 3D, I'll see all my ground beams created. Later on, I can edit it and then remove some and then add some. But currently, all my beams are added. And these are the ground beams. So I can select the beams again, right click, select all instances in the entire project. And these are the ground beams. I'll copy it to clipboard. Copy. Paste, align to selected levels. Where do I want to paste it? I want to paste it on the what? Roof level. So I'll choose roof level and then click what? Okay. Then the beams will be pasted on the roof level. So within the shortest possible time, I have my structural model showing my columns and my what? And my beams. Are you okay? So this is a structural model. So if you are somebody who understands structures and who understands how to model structures, then you should be able to model this. But it is very strange that our Ghanaian structural engineers have refused to embrace Revit modeling, and they are still doing AutoCAD line work. And because I've been able to do this model, I can generate my plans, I can generate my sections. So if I go to the ground floor now, so I will need to create section. So I can go to section, which we've already done before, then draw a section from here to here. I have one section here. I can pull it out to see the whole of the building. So if I open this one, it will give me the section of the building. And because I am doing a structural, I am not interested in the architectural model. So within this view, I can go to VV, go to Revit links, then the architecture, I don't want to see it. I'll go to OK. So I only see the structural model in section. So I see my columns, I see my beams, and then I see my grid. As simple as that. Later on, I'm going to size the columns and I'm going to size the beams. Any question? Mr. Dixon?
Yes, sir.
Are you okay with what I'm doing?
Oh, yeah, it's very, very interesting.
Yes, very interesting. Can you imagine using line work to do this? It doesn't make sense. Now I need to add my foundation walls. So I go to the foundation level. I know where my columns are. The discipline is structural. So I'll go to structure again, go to wall drop down, and then pick structural wall for my foundation. If it is not a structural wall means that it's going to be reinforced. But because it is not structural, I'm going to choose what? Architectural. Because it's normal block that I'm going to use. But if it is going to be reinforced concrete, then I'm going to use structural. And because of that, I'll change the discipline from here to here and then change it to architectural on plan. If I change it to architectural, I'll see the architectural wall. So I'll go to wall, then choose architectural. So I'll draw a wall from here to there. I have to check my wall. So it's starting from a height, and I'm on the what? Foundation level. So it should terminate at the what? Ground floor level. So I'll start the wall from here to here and join it. But my wall is not displaying. So I need to find a ways and means to show it. But if I go to 3D view here, and I go to the back here, I should see that the wall that I just added is here. This is the wall, the foundation wall that I just added. But if I go to the floor plan here, foundation level, I am not seeing the wall. If I change the discipline from architecture to structural, still it's not showing. But let me still leave it at architectural again. If it is not showing, the only way I can make it to show is go to the visibility graphics overrides. So I'll go to edit again. Then I'll go and make sure that wall is checked. So when I go down, wall is checked. So which means that it should show. But I'll go to Revit links, and then it is also showing here. Now I go to OK. But my walls are still not showing, which means that I must find ways and means of making sure that my wall is what? Is showing. If I go back to here and then change it to coordination here, and let's see if the wall will show. The wall is still not showing. Do you understand? So there should be a way that I should find out why the wall is not showing. Okay? So I'll go in again. Please, these things, I'm doing it so that you will know that it is normal for some of these things to occur to you at any point in time. But you should be able to find a ways and means of troubleshooting it so that you can show what you want to show, or you can display what you want to display. So now my foundation walls are not showing. Let me change the detail level to fine and see. Still the walls are not showing. Now let me check my view range. My view range is starting from the foundation level up to the foundation level. The bottom is foundation, the top is foundation. Let me change the top to ground floor level. I'll come back to this again. Then this one will be 0. This one will be the bottom of the foundation level. Base offset of negative time to negative time. I'll go to OK. Still, it's not showing. Then what might be the problem? Let me go to visibility graphics again. Then go in and check my walls. My walls is checked. If I open the plus sign, it's also checked. All the walls are checked, so it should show. But it's not showing. But if I go to links, architectural model, this is the architectural model. It's not the structural, so it shouldn't show. But if I go to filters, there are a lot of filters here. This filters is creating that problem for me right now. So for now, I'll delete all the filters. So go to remove. We've not treated filters. If I go to OK now, you see that my walls are now what? Showing, including my what? Foundation walls. These are the architectural ones. If I select it, you see the architectural ones here. But this one is the foundation one. So I can right click and then create similar. So if I create similar, I can start from here all the way to the end here, come all the way to come and meet this one. Then the next one will start from this corner here, all the way to the end here. These are the foundation walls, all the way to this one, come in here to meet this one. This one too can start from here It's the same wall that I'm drawing. From here, then I'll bring it there. Then I need another foundation wall from here to meet this one. This one is optional, but at least let me add it for teaching. This is another foundation wall. So I'll finish here. I need the intermediate here. Foundation wall from here to here. Then I need another foundation wall from here to come and meet this one. Then I need another foundation wall from here to come and meet this one. Please, I beg, don't get panic. You will understand it. Currently in Ghana, I know only 2 structural engineers who uses Revit. So maybe you are lucky among the very few people who is learning how to use Revit to do structural model. And you should embrace it and then just come over it. Now if I go to 3D now, I can come here within this view. I don't want to see the architecture. So I can go to VV again, go to Revit links, and uncheck the architecture. If I go to OK, these are the foundation walls that I've created. And if I go to 3D, these are the foundation walls that I've also created. And because I want to see the walls, I can go to VV again. And then the walls, I don't want it to be transparent. So I'll select the 80% and then clear override and then go to OK and then go to OK. So I can see my foundation walls properly drawn. So my foundation walls are now drawn, showing everything. So if I go to the section, ground floor, and then open this section, I'll see my foundation walls, I'll see my foundation beams, I'll see my ground beams, and then I'll see my columns. So that's the structural model done. But it's not looking nice because the foundation walls are not properly sized. The columns are also not properly sized. And then the beams are also not properly sized. So how do I size them? That is where this dialog box come in. The edit type. Where is my magnifier? Expand. If you go to this dialog box, the edit type here, edit type in the properties, you can edit any object type and create the types you want. So currently, these my foundation columns. As you can see, if I select one of them and you look at it from the properties, it is telling us that it is 300 by 450 mm column. If I go to edit type, a dialog box will pop up and tell me that the base is 300 and then the height is what? 450. There are about 3 types, 450 by 600, 600 by 750. So I want to create a new type and I want it smaller. So I'll duplicate it and then give it a name. So I want to do, let's say, 150 by, let's say, another 150 square. 150 by 150 mm for the columns. Then I'll go to OK. So now I can come in here and change this one to 150 and then change this one also to what? 150. When I'm done, I'll click OK. So now if I go back, you see that this column is now properly what? Sized. So I can select the remaining column, right click, select all instances in the entire project. So all the columns will be selected. Then I'll go to the type properties and then change it from 300 by 450 to 150 by what? 150 mm. If I select it, then everything will be changed to that column size. I can do the same thing for the beams. This beam also, if I select it and I go to the properties, it is 400 by 800 mm, which is too big for my building. So I need a beam of, let's say, 150 by what? 150 for now. You edit it again, but I want to use standard size, basic size, so that you appreciate it. So I select the beam also, go to edit type, make a duplicate of it, and then size it by 150, just like we did for the windows. 150 by 150. 150 by 150. And then go to OK. Now when you come to the size, the base should be 150 and then the height should be 150. I'm only sizing them. Then I'll go to OK. If I go to OK, I'll get the beam size. So now select the remaining beams. Right click, select all instances. Select all instances in the entire project so that all the beams will be selected. I'll go to the properties and then change it to 150 by what? 150. Then see that all my beams will be properly what? Sized. So you can see that this is 150 by 150, this is 150 by 150. Now the last thing that I want to do is my foundation footings. The footing that I want to do. They are block work. So for now, it's structural work. Structural work, we don't plaster. So there's no need for me to think about plastering. But with architecture, we are interested about the plastering. But for structures, I'm not interested about plastering. It's just the size of the block work that I'm interested in. So I'll select this one of the walls, go to edit type. Currently, it is generic 200 mm. So I'll make a duplicate of it and then call it 150 mm block wall. When I'm done, I'll go to OK. Now it's 150 mm block wall. I'll come to the structure, construction, edit the structure, edit it, and then make sure that the width is what? 150 mm. When I finish and I go to OK, I'll get that 150 mm block wall. So I'll select the remaining walls, right click, select all instances in the entire project. So
Sir,
all the walls will be selected. Yes, sir.
Can you minimize your magnifier?
One can't be from row. So when I do it like this one,
Oh, then be okay, but I say,
okay, so I'll minimize it. I'll select all of them and then change it to what? 150 mm block wall. So all the things are now sized. So now if you look at my model now, I can see my columns, I can see my beams, I can see my foundation walls. What is left now is the foundation strip, the strip foundation that I want. So I'll go to structure, go to foundation, then go to wall foundation. If I go to wall foundation, I can easily select the wall. As soon as I select, the strip foundation will be added. But the strip 2, I did not check the size. So before then, I also right click and select the foundation strip also. So select the strip, edit type. Currently it's 900 by 300 mm. I don't want that size. So I need to duplicate the strip. And I want the bearing footing to be 450 by 225. I'm laying it flat. Okay, 225 thickness. That is a 9 inches. So 225 thickness. Mm. So I'll go to OK now. So the width of the straight foundation will be 450. The thickness of the straight foundation will be 225. Then I'll go to what? OK. So it will be sized properly. So now when I select it, right click, create similar. So I'll select all the walls. So I'll go to multiple, select multiple. Then I'll select all the walls one time. Then I'll choose what? Finish. When I choose finish, all my straight foundations are what? Added, as you can see. If I go to 3D, you see that all the straight foundations are added. Now if I go to my section and open the section, building section, you see that all the foundations are there. The straight members are also showing, as simple as that. Now, where the columns are, currently, I need to put a foundation pad under each of the columns. They might be of different sizes, but for now, I'll do the same uniform size. So I'll go to foundation, isolated foundation. Please, I'm doing it fast so that you get the concept. You still go over it again, but just try to appreciate how the model is done. Don't try to understand it, but just observe what I'm doing and see what is possible, I'll by all means go over it again to make sure that everybody is on the same page. Just try to get the process. So I'll go to isolated foundation again, and when I come to it, also come with a size. M rectangular footing, 1008 by 1002 by 4 is too big. I can place it at column. So when I select this column here, automatically it will be placed. And if you observe it, let me go to again, isolated foundation, place at column. Then I'll place it here, then go to finish. You see that the foundation will be placed. But this footing here is too big for the work. So I need to size it properly. So what should be the size of my foundation pad? I'll go to edit type. Currently, it is 1008 by 1002 by 450. So I'll make a duplicate of it and then make it maybe 900. This decision is made by somebody who understands structures, somebody who understands construction. So Mr. Nee, since you are on the site, okay, what is the advisable size for the foundation pad?
So if it's a single story,
Yes, sir.
600 by 600.
600 by 600. So I'll make it 600 by 600. And then the thickness about 225.
It depends. Right, let's say 225 or 250.
Or 300.
Or let's say 300 because the blinding also will come. So 300 will do.
Okay, let's do 300. Later on, we will discuss the blinding issue. So 300. So which means that the foundation thickness should be 300. The foundation width should be what? 600. And the foundation length should be what? 600. You can preview it whilst you are editing it. Okay? But for now, I'll come back to that. Then go to OK. So you see that the padding is added. So I'll right click, set, create similar. See the speed of the work. I want it at columns. So I'll select all columns. As soon as I select all columns, Revit will place the foundation at wherever there's what? There's a column. Then I'll choose finish. So within a short time, I've created my foundation strip with my foundation parts, my foundation walls, my columns, my beams, and everything. So I have a structural model done within a short time. What I want you to know is that these beams might not be properly sized. I don't think we can have a beam of 150 by 150. So the beam can be 150 by about 225. That's 150 by 6 by 9 inches. So I can edit it. Go to edit. Instead of the 150, I'll change the height to what? 225. Or let's say 300. I want it to show. Then I'll rename it from 150 mm to 300, 150 by 300 mm. Then go to OK. 150 by 300, go to OK. When I do that, all the beams will change one time to 150 by what? 300 beam sizes. I've finished the model now. I've done the footing, I've done the straight foundation, I've done the ground beams, I've done whatever. So if I go to the ground floor now, I can see all my foundation layout done. Neat work. The architecture is obstructing the work that I'm doing. So I'll go to VV, Visibility Graphics Override. Okay, so I'll go to VV. Then within the VV, go to Revit Links, and then make sure that architecture is not showing. Then I'll go to OK. So architecture grade and everything will go. So this is a structural model I'm having. The foundation footings are there. The straight footings are there. My wall columns are there. And if I want to dimension them, which we'll do later on, I can easily dimension from here to here, to here, to there. And the font size is too big. Let me increase the scale to say 1:50 for now, or 1:25 for now. Later I'll edit. So I know that from here to here is 150, from here to here is 150, from here to here is 150. If I come to this base, this part, the DI, I can check that the distance from here to here is 600. I can also check that the distance from here to here is what? 600. And I have modeled my foundation in less than 1 hour. I have my whole model done. completely done. What will be left for me after this level is to generate the plans I want, generate the sections I want, generate the elevations I want, generate the 3Ds that I want. Any question?
Please, sir.
Yes, madam.
Mr. Kwame,
Yes, madam.
please, with the dimensions you are mentioning, are they, how do you say it? Is it a precise dimension? Like, I don't
It's
know.
the exact size.
Like, is it a precise one? Like, that's what we should use anytime we are doing a structural drawing or...
You do dimension. If not, I was just using it to illustrate. But the point I want to make is that this part that we place here, we size it 600 by 600 by what? 300. I can change it to a different type. Watch the dimensions. This 600 by 600. I can select it and then change it to a different foundation part. So I can say 1008 by 200 by 450. As soon as I change it, watch. The dimensions automatically watch. Update. I don't need to come and edit it again.
Okay, sir.
If I select this one and then change it back to 600 by 300, the dimensions automatically watch. Update. Are you okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. Thank you.
I want to come in a little bit.
Okay, come in.
If I can understand what Charity is saying, the 600 by 600 because the building is single story. But if it's like 2-story, 3-story, it depends upon the thickness, the thickness of the column. It can be done by 900, it can be 1.2 or 1.5 or 1.8. It depends upon the how long the building is going. Right.
This is where.
Okay.
And then if I may come in at that point, so maybe I come in late, but
Okay.
it's like, you see, the foundation is designed for the purpose of what is coming on. So it might be a single story, but at a point there's a load there. So those things we leave it for the engineers to decide. I mean, they should do a design for those parts and things. That's what I think.
Nico, let me come in.
So it's not like because it's a single story.
Nico, let me come in small. Mine is to teach you how to create the foundations, the foundation walls, the beams or whatever.
Yes.
If you do not understand it, it is advisable that you consult with a structural engineer who understands it.
Exactly.
Currently, you are now learning how to model Revit structures, but that doesn't make you a structural engineer. When you meet a structural engineer, you can tell the structural engineer that, oh, I can do the structural model for you. So the structural engineer will tell you that make the strip this size, make this footing that size, make this internal column this size. That decision must be taken by somebody who understands what? Structures. If you don't understand structures,
Design itself.
thank you. If you don't understand structural design, don't force yourself to do a structural model. You have to team up with somebody who understands structural design so that the person can help you to do the work. Let me give you a scenario. In 2011, we were supposed to do some design competition, and I was consulting for a particular office. So when the design came, I told the architect, Mr. Architect, please, so I'm a good Revit user. You focus on the model or the design of the building. Anything that you can conceive as a designer, I can model it and I can document it for you. So you focus on the architecture side, do the design, do the conceptual form, do everything. When you are done, I'll only come in and then I'll help you with the work, with the model. So when I went, they've done the design, they've done the sketching, they've done everything, they've put ideas, dimensions to them. So I just took the model, and in one day, I was able to model a 12-story building in one day, document it, get elevations, get plans, get sections throughout. And they went in for the competition and then they won the competition. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, knowing how to model is one thing. But being able to model for it to mimic real world situations and solve real world problems requires another understanding, which is not just about Revit modeling, but it's about engineering,
yes.
It's about architecture, it's about construction, it's about services, it's about everything. For instance,
exactly.
You are going to do servicing. If you don't know that waste pipe is supposed to be, say, 4 inches, or a water supply pipe is supposed to be, say, 1 inch, if you don't understand those principles, you will just pick any pipe size and then draw. So when you finish drawing, then you must show the drawing to somebody who understands plumbing. And when I say somebody who understands plumbing, it can even be an artisan. It can even be a plumber on the street who doesn't know anything about Revit. Then you go to my friend plumber, please, oh, I'm doing drawing, oh, what size should I use for my water supply? The plumber on the street can give you that information. Then you come back as a Revit modeler and then update your pipe those way. That is how I learned plumbing. That is how I learned electrical. That is how I learned mechanical. I learned it from people who knew. Then I also bought books and then read from them. So the whole idea is that you must understand the buildings in terms of design, in terms of construction, before you can model it well. Any question? Yes, sir.
No, I think I have no question.
Yes, sir. Anybody else has a question? So now that we've done this one and we've finished the model, what next are we supposed to do? We are supposed to generate the views we need. We are supposed to generate the plans, the sections, and everything, the sheets, and then put them on sheets. Now, when you take a typical Revit structure work, we can do a footing detail. Do you understand? So you can go to a call out, view menu, go to a call out. Then when you go to a call out, you can pick a rectangular call out and then draw a call out around this footing here. So this is a footing. Okay, there's no edit. Now when I right click on this one, I can open it, go to the view. Then to open that view. So it gives me only this call out. I can select this footing, hide it in view. Hide in view element is gone. Select this one, hide in view element is gone. I'm not deleting it. I'm only preparing this view for the work. This wall, I don't need it. Hide in view element. Select this one to hide in view element. Select this wall to hide in view element. The beam is gone, then the wall hide in view element. So it will be left with only the column and then the footing base. I can then dimension it, DI, from here to here to here to there. So I have this dimension. I can then do the overall dimension to get this one, as is done in structures. I can come and do dimension from here to here to there, then bring it here. Then I can do the overall dimension from here to here. The process of dimensioning them, adding text to them, doing whatever to them is called annotation. So if I do the view like this one, I've only created the view, but I've not added annotation. But in architectural project delivery, any view that you create must be annotated. So if you do not understand the drafting aspect of the discipline, then annotating it will be very difficult for you. Somebody must be a services draftsman. The person is good in doing electrical, mechanical, and plumbing drawings. Then that person, if you do the model finish, then that person can be able to do the annotation for the services. Meanwhile, you've not done services drawing before. If you've not done services drawing before, then there's no way you can annotate a services drawing. When I finish this one, within this detail, I can even take a section. I can take a section through this column and then footing. So I'll come in here, then draw a section. And when I take a section, then I open the section. I'll see my foundation. Now the architecture one, I don't need it in this view. So I go to VV, then go to Revit links, uncheck the architecture, then go to OK. When I go to OK, I only see the structural drawings here. So pull this one out, uncheck this one, check this one. So I can see the section. If it's column that I want to show, or the footing that I want to show, then I don't need this one. I'll hide this one in view, then it will be gone. At this beam, if I want to show the beam, I can show the beam. And if you understand structures and you know what you are about, then you can arrange this view in a manner that is presentable structurally. Now, at another level too, because we are doing Revit structures, there are tools that you can use to add reinforcement. But you get there, you will not do it right now, but I want you to understand that we do reinforcement. If you go to structure, you go to reinforcement here. We have rebar reinforcement that you can add. So I click on rebar. Rebar definition will, okay, it will show you all the rebars that is loaded with the project. So if you're a structural person, you must have a fair idea of what rebars are, when and where to use them. If you do not understand structures, you wouldn't know when and where to use a rebar. So I can come in here, pick say this U-shaped rebar, okay, drag it, and then come and put it in my work. As soon as I bring it, I can easily place my rebar in section. So that will be the rebar. When I put the rebar and I select the rebar, this rebar has its own properties. If I go to the properties here, and with the rebar selected, I can give the rebar a number. I can give the rebar a schedule mark. The shape is defined. The start of rebar, I can define it. The end of rebar, I can define it. Rounding override, the layout for the rebar. If I want a single rebar, I can decide it. If I want a multiple rebar, I can decide. If I want a fixed number, I can decide it. If I want maximum spacing, I can do that. If I want number of spacing, I can do that. So I can do, say, maybe I want a number with spacing. And say the quantity I want 3. The spacing for the rebar, I want it to be at what? 150 mm rebar. And the quantity for the rebar that I want, because it's 600 mm, I need about 4 of them so that I can get my rebar. Now this rebar is added. If I want to annotate it, I can go to annotate. I bet, see the process. This is what we are going to do. But if the model is not there, you cannot annotate it. So if I go to annotate and I say I tag by category, if I put it on this rebar, watch. You see the rebar here. So it will give me the rebar annotation without me thinking about it. So I can pull it here. So the type of rebar that I'm using is 13 mm rebar at 150 centers, and then this one here. If I go to 3D, I should be able to see my rebar that I've done in 3D. Did I check? I think it's on this column. Yes, this is the rebar here. If I select the rebar here, I can look at it in 3D. There are settings that you can use. How you want to see the rebar. A view visibility state. If I click on this one, and I say I want to see it view unobscured in 3D view. So I'll go to view unobscured, then go to OK. You see the rebar correctly. I can select the rebar too, and I want to see it highly detailed. And these are all settings that you can use to work with them. And this is what we are going to do. Any question? If I want to add a rebar to the column here, I can select this beam and I want to add a rebar. I can go to structure here, go to rebar, and when I go to rebar, I'll select the beam that I want to add a rebar to, this one. Then I want to add, let me clear the selection. Let me clear the selection. Let me not go too far. Let's take our time. We get there. We get there. So you can select the beam, add rebar to the beam. You can select the columns, add rebar to the column. You can select anything and then work with them. Any question? So now if I want sections, I'll go to ground floor. This is section 1. Create similar. I can add another section here. Create similar. I can add another section here. Because I have done the model, when it comes to creating views, I can just create them on the fly. As many sections I want, as many details I want. And if I update the model anywhere, all the sections, all the details, everything will update. So if I come here, then I'll come this way. So now, if I go to this section view, for instance, and I open this section view, I can open it up and bring it up this way for the session. The architecture is obstructing my work. So I'll go to VV and then go to Revit links. Go to uncheck, then go to OK. There are smarter way of doing that, but you should understand the process in the first place. So if I come here and I want to add a rebar here to this beam, I can go to rebar, then come and choose the rebar I want. Look for the one rebar that will serve my purpose. This one. I'll choose this one. Come in here. Add it. You can decide where you want to place it. Current work plane, parallel to work plane. Okay. Then if I come parallel to cover. This way. I don't want parallel to cover. I want it perpendicular to cover. So I'll come in here and then place my rebar on current work plane. What am I doing? Parallel to work plane. I normally prefer to do it in 3D view. I'm coming. Go to rebar. Then I'll select this particular one. Okay. Then I'll come in here. Space flip rotates. Current work plane by 2 points. Expand to host. Parallel to work plane. Why is my I want it on this one. Okay, let's say I'll put it here. So when I go here, this rebar is placed in this beam. So if I go to 3D view, I should see my rebar. But you do it as time goes on. Don't worry. Any question? Listen.
Yes, sir.
Are you okay? Oh,
Yeah.
you're okay.
Yeah, I'm getting the basis.
So that's the principle, that's the concept. If I want to add trusses to my work, I'll go to the roof level. I need a truss here. I need a truss here. I need one in the middle. I need a bigger truss here from the end here to the end here. Then I need about 2 in the middle. Then I need about 2 here. 1 here, 1 here. Then here will be big one. So I'll go into my truss. So I'll go to structure, go to truss. Then with the truss, there's only a flat truss. I don't want that one. I want a different one. I'll go to load. Go to metric libraries. Go to structural. If I go to structural, it's not structural framing that I want. I want structural trusses. So structural trusses are here. Open it. There are different types of trusses that are loaded. So the one I want, I can choose it from the list and then use it. So if I go to the list, maybe I want to use maybe this particular truss, this one, then I go to open. And it's a linear element. So I'll draw the truss from here and then bring it all the way to here. Then my truss is drawn. Now if I go to 3D here, where's my truss? It's not showing. Go to VV and then make sure that structural trusses is checked. Structural trusses is checked. This temporary structural truss is checked. Now why is it not showing? It's supposed to show. Let me look at it at wireframe. Maybe it's hiding somewhere. I can't see it. Okay, let me check VV again whether they've applied any filters. No filters. Okay, maybe let me draw it again. Go to hidden line. Go to trusses again. Truss. And then let me draw it and see. Okay, it's showing. There must be something wrong then. Okay. So I'll go back to my truss to the roof level again. Pick my truss. Then choose this hobo gable temp panel. Draw it from here. I'm not doing it on the wall. I want to observe something to here. Okay, the truss is drawn. Now let me go to 3D and see whether it is there. Okay, the truss is here. Now you see that the members that has been assigned to it is creating a problem. It's using the concrete members. You can apply any member to it. Do you understand? So this time around, I'll select the truss, but I need to check how many members are loaded. Beam element, framing element that are loaded. Currently, there are I-section members inside. There is a concrete beam here. We also have a frame here. We also have this W shape. So if I click this W shape here, good, I can get this member here. So I can select the truss, edit type. And if I go to edit type, there are different members for the trusses. We have the top chord. We have the vertical web. We have the diagonal webs. We have the bottom chords. We have the construction, identity data, IFC parameters. So the top chords for the members. We have the structural framing type. So set the framing type. I'll go in and then look for the kind of structural member that I want. So let me use MW shapes. Let's say the first one here, 380 by 450. Then go to OK. You see that member is what is applied. But to be very sure of the members I'm applying, if I want all of them to be this type, then I should check the name well. MW shapes, W150 by 13. Okay, W150 by 13. So I'll select my truss, edit type. Then instead of me using the C whatever, I want W150 by 13. This is it, W150. Or W150 by 13. W150 by 30. This is this one here. So I can copy it. Control C. Then come into the vertical web. Set the framing type. Control V. 150 by 13. Go to the diagonal webs. Control V. 150 by 13. Go to the bottom chords. Set framing type. Control V. 150 by 13. You can choose different sizes. When I'm done, I go to OK. And then go to OK. You see that all my truss members will be changed to those members. I can go back to my roof level, take this my truss, move it, and then put it properly here. This way I want it. Then I can make a copy, CO, copy from here to the middle of this, then to the end here. So if I come to 3D, I'll see these three trusses added. Truss 1, truss 2, truss 3. Please, I am only showing you how to place trusses. But in the medium to the long term, you will have to decide what truss am I supposed to put here? What settings am I supposed to, and this we will do it as we go along. But now we are only learning how to what? Create them. And if I come in here, this particular truss, maybe I don't want it to be this side. I want it to start from here to the end here. I can select it, drag it all the way to the end here. Select this one, drag it all the way to the end here. It's the same truss member. Then I can make copy, CO. Copy from here, the middle here, put one at the end here. I can put 2, 1 here. I can put another 1, 2 here. I can put another one too in the middle. Where you place them, where you position them, how many of them you are supposed to place are all engineering and construction decisions. If you understand engineering, you know how to size your structures properly. If you don't understand structures and you don't have any ideas of the behavior of trusses, then you cannot place them and work with them properly. Please, Revit requires of you to master your trade. If you are not a master in whatever you are doing, using Revit to deliver on project will be very difficult. So one advice that I'll give to you is this one. Revit will push you to learn so that you can model well and document very well. So I can take these two trusses. I'll select them, two of them are selected. Go to mirror. Then I'll use the midpoints as a reference. One of the midpoints. I'm not getting my midpoint easily. So I'll go to the roof level. Right click, select previous. So the two items are selected. Let me select this truss. Then control this truss. Then choose mirror. So I can mirror it from the midpoint here and then bring it here. So when I go to 3D again, I should see all my trusses created. I have my trusses created. So I've done my foundation walls, I've done my straight foundation, I've done my straight columns, I've done my footings, I've done my columns, I've done whatever. If I want to document them and I go to ground floor and I want to document them, I can go to annotate here. But we do annotation later on, but just get the concept. I want to tag all. So for instance, if I want to tag all, I want to tag all structural foundation tags. I'll select it and then go to OK. As soon as I go to OK, all the foundation tags will be tagged. It's not showing. Go to VV. Make sure that annotation, my structural foundation tags are on. So I'll go to structural foundation tags. Okay, structural column tags, foundation tags is okay, it's not showing, but they are all checked. So I'll go to annotate, let me tag by category. So come in here, tag this one, I can tag this column, I can tag this footing, I can tag that footing, I can tag this footing. Okay, if I want to tag the beam, I can tag this beam, tag that beam, tag this, whatever, anything you want to tag, you can always tag it and Revit to do the annotation for you. You don't have to be bothered about how the annotation is done. You can easily do them. You can do columns and whatever. And now if you check this one, it's bearing footing. This one too is bearing footing, 450 by 225. If I select it and then change it, escape. If I select this one and then change it from 450 225 to 900 by 300, Revit will remember and update my documentation for me. I don't have to come back and then do it manually. Any question? Hello? Whilst we are doing this class, ideally, it will have been better because we are discussing structures. It would have been better for us if there was a structural engineer amongst us. Then that structural engineer can advise us properly. This is how it is done, this is how it is done. If a person is there must be somebody who is a structural draftsman. If you're a structural draftsman, you should be able to ask relevant questions so that you can make life bearable for all of us. Any question? Hello?
Yeah, I think in terms of drafting, well, we understand what is going on.
Mm-hmm. But currently we've not tackled drafting because later we have to check the line weights, the hatch patterns, the text sizes, our arrowheads, our dimensions, the tick mark, the dimension sizes, all those things, you are going to do settings on them so that they meet drafting standards. Today is day 10 of our work. We still have about 15 days more. There's a lot of things we are going to add as we move along. Our internet is misbehaving again. I think I need to share the screen again. Okay. Any question? Dixon.
Yes, sir.
Any contribution? What do you have to say?
Nothing much, but I'm really enjoying it. And the way you're able to, like, it makes things easier. Revit make it easier for if you're able to come to that realization or understanding.
Yes, sir.
I hope it will facilitate things.
And please,
faster.
it is not going to take you this 1 month or 3 months for you to become a master. Please, let us give ourselves for time and then practice. Give yourself 6 months, give yourself 1 year. I call it continuous improvement. If you give yourself time and then you are very consistent with it, please, you can be a master in whatever you are doing. And you can model architecture, you can model structures, you can model plumbing, you can model electrical. When we start electrical, it's very interesting. We are going to plate lighting fixtures, switches, sockets, cables, conduit pipes. You will do all those things as you move along. But you must position yourself and then get the right thing done. Please, this model that I have done here might be very wrong as it is. As time goes on, I'll be editing it. I can be adding more sleeper walls. I can be adding more foundation walls. Just to fine tune it. And that's one good thing about Revit. And any change I make anywhere is updated what? Everywhere. If I want to do a schedule of my footings, I can do that. If I want to do a schedule of my rebars, I can do that. If I want to do a schedule of the beams, I can do that. If I want to do a schedule of the columns, I can do all of those. So for instance, if I want to do column schedules, I can go to my views menu, view menu, go to schedules, and then choose schedule and quantities. And when I go to schedule and quantities, I'll look for structural column. So it's alphabetical order. So I'll scroll down, and then come to structural columns. So it will prepare for me structural column schedule. It says structural column schedule 2, which means that there's already an existing structural column. So let me go and check that one. If I go to the schedules here, and I go to typical schedules, there's a structural column schedule here. When I open it, you see, these are all the structural columns that I'm using. The base level for the foundation, base offset, the top level to the ground floor, top offset is 0, the length of the of it. I can give it a description, I can give it comments, I can give it a type mark, I can check the count of everything, and bingo, I'm good to go. And if you watch, the length is coming in inches and feet, which means that when I was loading the column, I did not check. You understand? So, but I can go back and then reload a metric one and then change it and it will update and I'll be good to go. So the schedule is already there. And if you are using Revit for a long time, you see, I didn't do this one. It was part of the template. So the foundation schedule is already there. You see that this one has been formatted. The length, the thickness, the count is already there. If I go to the structural framing schedule, it's also there. If I go to the level schedule, the level schedules are also there. If I go to the structural wall schedule, currently there's no structural wall inside. But if I want to do a door schedule, there's no door, so you won't see any door. If I want to do window schedule, there's no window schedule, so you don't see any window schedule. So all these things are there to guide us in doing whatever we want to do. That is the way Revit works. Please, we must fine-tune our thought about building construction and then embrace whatever is coming and then take steps to master. I am here to guide you. I started this training in 2011 and 2009. By 2014, nobody was interested to learn anything new again. So I had to leave it and then move on. But after 11 good years, we've not added anything on since I left it. I must be very sincere. Because we don't learn, we don't add to whatever we are doing, we don't upgrade. So this training that I am giving you, the 11 people who are here, who are going through this training right now, I can assure you that, but if you take it step by step, you will be among the top Revit users in the country. And you can compete with anyone. Even with the little that we've done right now, and with the little understanding that we have right now, if you meet any Revit user, then you look at that person's workflow, you realize that people are just swimming in the children's pool of Revit. Any question? Gary?
Yeah, mankind.
What do you have to say?
Oh, nothing. I've been following the lecture so far, but I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next thing is with regard to practice. You guys should take steps and then practice. I'm going to do more videos. The other project that we are doing, from next week, I'll start doing more videos and posting more videos about workflow, how to work with columns, how to work with beams, and then just make sure that you take your time and then master the tools one after the other. Thank you very much. If you have a question, you can ask. If you don't have a question, we can call it today.
I don't have any questions. I don't have any questions.
Okay. Me?
Sir.
Any question?
No, sir.
Pagofi?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Our ladies, where are they? Charity?
Yes, sir.
Any question?
No, please, I don't have any questions.
So, can you give it a try on your own?
Sorry?
Can you give it a try on your own?
Yes, please.
Rohi, are you cool or do you have issues?
No,
You are not cool.
I'm cool.
You are okay. So you can give yourself a try.
Yes, please.
Antoinette,
Sir.
are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
So the whole
Sir, please, will
idea.
you be uploading the video today?
Yes, I'll upload it just when we are done.
Yes, please. I was a little late while we were watching
Yes,
it, but I'm okay.
I'll upload it. It will take some 30 minutes to 45 minutes, but I'll upload it.
All right, sure.
Okay. Please, let me repeat. The model we did today is to give you an idea. I don't expect you to understand the detail today, but it's to give you an idea how a structural model is done. When we come next week, we also look at how a mechanical model is done, how a plumbing model is done, then how an electrical model is also done, then a site model. So that at the end of the day, we are going to have about 6 files: architectural model, structural model, mechanical model, electrical model, plumbing model, and then site model. So this folder we have here that I created for the project, Revit Essential Training, and then project fast. Currently we only have architectural model, they only have structural model. So you add mechanical, you add electrical, you add plumbing, then you add a site to it. And how you manage and coordinate these files all together is a skill that you must consciously master, because you don't know where you are going to find yourself one day. And I want you to position yourself in such a way that if you are within any team, structural, architectural, mechanical, plumbing, construction, then you must be very useful. Please, for those of you who are into construction, not who are not doing just office work, say architecture office or electrical office, those of you who are into construction, Mr. Ni,
Sir.
You are into construction, and because
yes,
you are into construction, you know, then all the models must concern you.
Yes, yes.
Because as a contractor who is building on site, you need to be able to coordinate your structural drawings, your structural model, your architecture, your electrical, your plumbing, so that when you take your project that you are working on, you have a good set of drawings that you can use to deliver on a good project, no matter how big or no matter how small.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Any question? If there's no question, it's a good time to close.
Well, I think we should close. I think it's a
Thank you,
good thing we should close. Yeah.
So we'll meet next week, Monday. Please, between now and Monday, I want you to focus, I beg, just on the architecture model only. Don't attempt the structures. Okay? So we can discuss that one on Monday. But if you think you can attempt the structures, give it a try. Then Monday, you can look at it. And I'm also saying again, if you are working, then you have issue or you have any challenge, please post it on the WhatsApp platform so that I'll give you an answer. Don't shy anybody. Oh. You are learning for yourself. Oh. So if you have any problem, please bring it on the platform and then let's find a solution for you. Maybe your problem will be able to solve somebody else's problem for him or her. So never mind, any issue you have, let me know. I can assist you. Thank you very much for making time for this class. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.